Vegas All Net Radio, the final frontier of free speech.
Views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect those of Vegas All Net Radio, its affiliates, or its parent company.
Good evening, Las Vegas, and good evening to the world. It's Wednesday night, and it's 8 o'clock Pacific time, which means it's time to grind. That's right, it's time for the American Mind Grind right here on VegasAllNetRadio.com. And right now, without any further ado, let's bring on the host of your shows. Let's bring on Eric, Jeff, and Matt right here on VANR.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Wednesday, August 26th. You are about to witness the American Mind Grind, controversial show that covers topics of all size, shape, and color. Please be advised, the show will make your brain hurt. If you have a faint heart or weak liver, it is suggested you consult a physician before participating. Others may consider a glass of water and 2 Advil to help lower your blood pressure. You will have to think. Your mind will get addicted to our program. We bring it to you straight and do not duck any of the issues. Although it may hurt, the show is good for you. We all must be aware of our surroundings and what is happening in this crazy world that we live in. Remember, comments of the show are that of opinion only. We are not professionals, will not be held responsible for the stupid things you might do after listening to the show. Matt, Eric, how you guys doing?
Good. Doing really good, Jeff. Nice to be here, man.
Nice to be back. Had a good week. Matt, how was your week? You have anything fun and exciting going on?
You guys know the first week of school is always a joyous time for me. It brings me back to my adolescent years when they made me wear a full-face helmet so I wouldn't lick the windows on the bus.
Yes. Every school has one of those kids, right? You were that guy.
Oh, my goodness. That's funny. Your JoJo's Jerky T-shirt there.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. What does it say? Talk to me about that.
Rubbed and jerked. This is the best jerky I've ever had.
Yeah. Well, we'd like to give a shout out to a friend of our show, Jeremy Bice. Thank you so much for the support, man. He plays our show at Container Park at JoJo's every Wednesday night.
Container Park downtown?
That is correct. That is correct.
Sweet.
And also, today's National Dog Day, okay?
Woof, woof.
Woof, woof, right? And he just adopted Dimitri, who is a Siberian Husky. He has seizure issues, so Jeremy's secured like the pain medicine and all the condition medicine for him. Wow. And he gave him a permanent forever home. So, Jeremy, thanks a lot for that.
That's
we
great.
all have dogs at home. They're a big part of our family. We're big fans of that, and we're big fans of you. JoJo's Jerky, basically what they do is they have an all-natural jerky product. It is free-range, natural, no hormones, no steroids are involved with it. They also sell peanuts, guys. Peanuts in different flavors. So many flavors I can't even mention it on the show. You know, for anything you could possibly imagine. And then the best part of it, they sell rub. And basically what I use the rub for is I put it on my steaks, my chops, my pork, my chicken, and then when I prepare food, it just tastes delicious, And then, of course, the second thing I use it for is the night of the shows. I put it in, I chop it in lines and I snort it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. That shit works, dude. Every time it works.
Is that where you get your energy every Wednesday?
I'm just telling you it works. You guys can try it. Do what you got to do. You know what I mean? But
somebody's sniffing something over here. I do that with my coffee grounds every morning, but I've never done the jerky rub. I'm going to have to try that. JoJo's, thanks for getting Eric all amped up every
Well,
week
I call it JoJo juice, baby.
JoJo juice?
JoJo juice. Once you get JoJo juice, it works real good, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, good stuff. So, okay, other than sniffing rub.
Sorry, guys, I get carried away. But anyway, yeah.
You have a good week other than that?
It actually was the most stressful week of the year, period. I've got a 7-year-old, getting him ready to get back into school is just crazy, Everybody that's a parent knows this is like the toughest time of year. You know, I mean, you go to Walmart or you know, and you're trying to get your school supplies now. His teacher gave me a laundry list of stuff. I'm talking like this big. It's just nuts. Went to Walmart. It's belly to button there. It's just insane. You know, I mean, just getting around trying to navigate for everything. But I did, in fact, and I would like some kudos. I did, in fact, finish my big scavenger hunt. I call it an adult scavenger hunt. You know what I mean?
Kudos.
Let me get 6 packages of this. Let me get a Fisker scissor, but it can't be the round tip. It's got to be the sharp tip. And then I went around and I got 3 erasers and 2 bottles of water and 4 things of napkins, and I had to get facial tissue and all that. So we blew through about 100 there. And then we went over to Old Navy. Now he's in like a uniform school. So there's only like white, blue, and red for the shirts, tan or blue for the pants. Not much going on. So Old Navy's the one, either that or Gap, right? So I went through another $1.50 there. So with $2.50 there, $2.50 invested, I'm ready for day one.
Did you get the kiss on the cheek to complete the scavenger hunt?
No, I never got my love. I got a little sticky star on the fridge, though.
Oh, good
Yeah,
boy. Good
I
boy.
feel good, you know what I mean? So how about you, Jeff? What was your week like?
Well, I don't have kids, so I can't say any back-to-school stuff, but I do have to send a shout-out to my basketball team, the Boozers. We were down 20 at halftime and came back and won the game, so that was pretty cool. You know, we were all thriving. Our team's thriving, so I think that was the difference. We had the little extra kick of energy at the end there. Being at National Dog Day today, I got to go home a little early from work and spend some time with my 2 best friends, Bailey and Mona.
Yep.
And
Bailey's been around us for a real long time.
Bailey's
hasn't she?
getting old. She's getting up there. Mona's still just a puppy, but
Jeff,
yeah.
by the way, just FYI, he does feed his dogs organic products, and to his credit, Bailey is now what, 16?
15.
15 years old. 15 years old. That's a good long life, and she's still healthy and she still enjoys life.
Still kicking. She plays with Mona all day. They roll around like nothing. It's cool.
That's awesome.
But she's
That's
getting
awesome.
up there. Anyways, another thing that kind of crazy that happened to me is I was talking to this girl, flirting with her, you know how I do, and
Oh yeah.
and courting her and letting her know I'm interested a little.
Right.
And, there was another girl I was interested in. I'm not too easily impressed, as you guys know, with certain women, especially in this town. But there were 2 girls that really had my eye. Well, the one girl, Victoria, called me and she says, "Do you want to go have lunch? I want to talk to you about a couple business ideas I have." And so I'm like, "Sure, of course." You know, I'm like, twist my arm. So I show up, and these girls are just both beautiful. I show up, and she says, "Well, my sister's gonna be here too, and I think you know her actually." And when she told me her name was Alexandra, I was like, "What in the world?" So both girls that I was courting happened to be sisters.
Wow.
And the one, I thought, I'm like, there's no chance, because the one lived in Seattle or whatever,
Right.
and I'm just like, are you kidding me? So
What's the chances, man?
I know.
It's a small,
world.
you know, it's a small world, you know.
It's my luck. That's just the way it works for me. So I'm trying to get polygamy to be legal so that I can be with both of them. And I'm trying to get some more money in my pocket so that I can afford both of them.
That's great.
Anyways, beautiful girls, smart girls. They have a very good business idea and a great model that they're going to bring to the table. We'll be talking to that here later about them on other episodes, I'm sure. But, you know, I decided with my luck being so bad, I'm probably going to go do a dating website like what I got, Tinder and Plenty of Fish.
Oh yeah.
And, you know,
oh yeah.
If that doesn't work,
no, my favorite is farmersonly.com.
You know,
because the city folks just don't get
they
it.
don't get it.
They don't. That's my favorite one.
And the cows are tired.
Yeah, I can't help myself. I sing it every time I see it on TV, dude.
That's what we need, a catchy little tune.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
challenging our customers out there, our listeners,
Hey, friends.
to come out with a little jingle for us.
Yeah, absolutely. You know.
And so I don't know. Maybe I'll just go get a married woman. The pressure will be off. I'll go to AshleyMadison.com and get me a married woman.
Yeah, yeah.
They have plenty of members on there, I heard. So we'll maybe I'll try that.
The story is continuing to evolve. The story is just, it's massive in scale. There's so many people involved. There's so much reputations on the line. People are doing some drastic things as a result of this. It's now become very national in regards to the Canadian government and their participation in finding out who was responsible for letting this information out. It's a huge story, guys. It's a huge story, and it touches upon so many social issues. You know, I mean, you can go on and on with it.
I heard the Monties asked for the FBI's help solving this one, actually. The Canadian Monties.
Is that right?
37 million users were outed.
Wow.
from this hacking scheme?
I have that written down too, Matt. They have 37 subscribers, so 37 million people as of July 15th are paying for this Ashley Madison service. The corporate slogan actually for Ashley Madison, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure you've heard of it by now, is "Life is too short, have an affair." It's quite a thing, you know. It's just amazing.
Look at the two married guys blushing.
Right.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't get caught. So we got 124 million visits per month, guys.
That's insane.
I mean, it's so massive.
So let's stop right there real quick.
Sure.
I'm sure everybody knows. For those who don't know, Ashley Madison is a dating website for married people. If you are married and you're looking to have an affair, like Eric said, life's short, you might as well, right? You can go on there and look for somebody else who was also looking to have an affair, and they promised everyone that it would be discreet or whatever, and it wouldn't get out. And so somebody hacked it and is released the names and the emails and the...
Yeah, they actually... they released all the names, credit card information, Jeff. This is sensitive financial information, sexual fantasies for each of their members. And basically it all came about is July 15th, hackers stole all this information. And then they made contact with Ashley Madison and said something along the lines like, if you don't shut down your service and you don't shut down everything associated with Ashley Madison, we're going to release this information. So the timeline then was August 18th, all those names, all the information was in fact released, including all the CEOs of the company.
Dating all the way back to 2008 too, so it's not even like 1 year's worth of compiled data. This is years and years worth of membership that they have leaked.
So somebody could have been on there, had a hard time going with their wife or husband,
Yeah,
gone on the
yeah,
site,
temporarily.
mended things,
Yep.
and now it's going to be a mess again.
Yep. Absolutely.
Correct, because they were supposed to. They had a $19 fee. If you paid the $19, they were supposed to wipe everything out of your server, and they didn't do that. They just kept the $19 and stored all of your information with everyone else's.
So they weren't promising that they were going to keep you safe unless you paid for that.
Correct.
And then so people are like, oh, I better pay the 19. That's insurance.
Right,
And
right.
then they didn't. That stuff was released as well.
Yes, all of it.
Wow.
Like I said, it's huge.
That's what she said.
in their profile, yes.
That's what Ashley said.
That's correct.
Wow. Unbelievable. So 37 million.
Yep, and just I just want to lay down some baseline numbers here. There was nationally representative samples done. There was 3 extensive studies. Hundreds of thousands of women and men were surveyed over the last 20 years. And what they came down was they finally got a window of cheating spouses for both men and women. So it's not, it's not one does it, whatever. But anyway, 10 to 15% of women that are in a committed marriage do in fact cheat. Okay, so we're talking between 1 out of 10 to 1 out of 6 or 7. And then with men is a little bit more prevalent. Men are between 20 and 25%.
Losers.
You got to pump those numbers up.
We're just not hardwired to be an exclusive relationship. We're just not. Science has proven it. We fight it every day. Most species do not mate for life. I know there's some exceptions, but what's the divorce rate with penguins?
Yeah.
It's just when emotions are involved in today's society, we're hardwired to go around and hump all plenty and try to spread the seed as much as we can so that when we die, that our seed continues to live.
I think there's a lot of contributing factors. One that comes to my mind is that the way the world is, many generations ago when people were mutually exclusive and they had long-term relationships, the world was a very small place. You know what I mean? Or it was actually like you just lived in your small town and your exposure was so small. And the advent of the internet has made it so easy to just meet so many people from different cultures, different countries, different states, and you're able to reach out and, expose yourself and meet other people, and it's just
so what you're saying
mess.
The Pilgrims and Indians didn't have Ashley Madison.
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct.
Yeah, they had their own little town and village.
Yep. And
Well-
and you dated within your village. And
Right.
nowadays the village is very big. It's worldwide actually. You know what I mean?
Right, and things have changed. Women have gone into the workplace.
Yep.
Matt said it before. The pussification of the man has come along.
Which is now trademarked.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice job.
We paid the $800 on that. You own it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But I mean, it used to be all about breeding and spreading the seed, and you get that feeling from a man or a woman when you first start dating them, and that's why older men like younger women and younger women like older men is because it's all about your subconscious mind looks at this person and breaks it down as what's the better chance of survival for my offspring. And we've gotten emotions involved with everything, and we've gotten away from the fact that we are animals and that's what we're looking for. And if you don't believe it, if you think your wife's not going to cheat on you, send her on a date with me to see if I can get her going a little bit. Or have her come outside Thunder Down Under and see those guys walk out. You tell me that her heart's not going to race a little bit, or she's not going to fantasize about being with that person, even if she loves her husband. And that's why guys look every time you go, you see a good-looking woman by. Happily married men turn and watch like
That's
they're
right.
watching a tennis match.
And boy, I'd like to do that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And that's the thing. You got to go backwards. Is that these numbers are not representative of the people that are tempted to actually cheat in their marriage. You know what I mean? So you have the ones that are going to, and then the ones that are thinking about it. So it's a very large number of those people.
That's a good point. And that's a thing that we're trying to bring to the table here is all the other news stations that you listen to, their objective is to get you mad at men or mad at women or mad at the website or tell you how it's not safe to put your information online. We want to discuss is a committed relationship even realistic? Like why? I want to know why is there 37 million users?
Just to put these numbers kind of in perspective, there's only 3 zip codes in the entire continental United States that do not have a registered Ashley Madison account.
Zip codes.
Zip codes, not area codes, zip codes.
Wow.
2 of them are small villages in Alaska, and one of them is in New Mexico, and their populations are 94, 113, and 269. So they're still screwing their cousins there. They don't need the internet.
Hey, I had a connect. So, so 2 are in Alaska.
2 were in Alaska.
So if you're thinking about cheating on your wife, just go fishing instead.
Well, you know what comes to my mind, guys? Why would you enter into a marriage? Okay, these days, a lot of people think of marriages as almost like a scam in many ways. It's an old institution. This is some people's train of thoughts, and the failure rate currently is 51%. So if I was to suggest that all of us decide to go into a business proposition, and I'm like, hey, you know what? You can put your lifetime savings into this. I got a great idea. It's got about a 50% chance of making it.
Are you in, Matt?
What's your thoughts?
No, I'm out.
Yeah.
The American Mind Grind has a 60% chance of success. So we didn't go into that. No, I agree. And we'll talk about the Institute of Marriage on another show because we could go on forever and ever about it. Love and marriage. It's not something that's been around a long time. It is actually new in our culture. We've taken it and adopted it full force, and we wonder why it doesn't work out. The reason we're here is for self-worth. Everyone wants to feel like they're important, and you want to feel so important that man or that woman would never cheat on you. So when they do, it hits your ego really hard, man or woman. And I think you need to take a step back. We do, and know that the way that our emotions are and the way that we're hardwired is we want everything new. A woman's walking around with shoes and they get old and she's like, I want new shoes. And she wants those red, beautiful, brand new shoes so bad, or a new handbag, or men want to drive around in a heavy sports car, or a woman wants some sexy car. And then 6 months later, you're like, oh man, did you see the new Corvette? Mm-hmm. It's because we all want something new. We want that newness factor. And you all know that first 6 months of dating somebody, when you're courting them and you're talking to them on the phone and you can hardly even eat or sleep without thinking about them. And then once the hunter catches the prey,
right,
that feeling goes away.
Yep.
Not 100%, but you start looking for something else. And science proved it. They took a rat. They took 2 rats, put them in a cage. The female rat was in heat. They put the male hat in there. Matt
or Rat?
The male Matt. I don't want to get you in trouble with your woman. The rat's name was Matt.
I had no part of this study.
And it just humps her and humps her and humps her and humps her. And then he gets exhausted. He rolls over, and he's done. And then the next morning, she comes over and wags her tail in front of him like, let's go. And he bites her and pushes her away like, leave me alone. So you think, well, maybe the rat, Matt, is exhausted. So they take it out, the female rat, and they put another one in there, and he jumps up like super rat and starts going at it again. So that tells you the newness factor plays very heavy on the dopamines that get released in our brain. I don't know. I just think that this story brings up to me, like, are we supposed to be exclusive?
Right.
And it's I can see both sides. I know that everyone out there in a happy relationship is going to tell me I'm stupid, but and it exists. But I just think that to make it work, to make it a relationship work, is that you have to know that you're sacrificing
a lot of basically a lot of instinctual feelings.
A lot of dopamine.
Yeah, a lot of dopamine.
So let us know what you think, guys. 702-483-4444. Again, the number here is 702-483-4444. We want to know what you guys think about it. And as we touched on last show, anything you guys want to talk about, give us a call and let us know what's on your mind out there. So I wonder, you see all these older guys these days with younger women, and what comes to mind of Ashley Madison is, I wonder if Billy Joel found his woman on Ashley Madison.
Billy Joel, wow, what a story this is. Billy Joel, believe it or not, is a new dad. Just a couple weeks ago, he had his second child with a woman that is 33 years old, and her last name is
Joel.
No, she kept it just in case it's temporary. Alexis Roderick. She's 33 years old, and Billy Joel. It's just incredible that he was able to father a child this late in life. And
how old is he? 66.
He is 66. She's 33.
So exactly half.
One half. That is correct.
But his oldest daughter is also 29. Is that kind of odd, or is that acceptable in society?
These days, I think it is. I see it a lot here in Vegas. You see an old rich guy walking around with a young hot.
Well, this
chick.
story made me think a lot, and I was at home and I'm thinking about this story. Is it appropriate or not? And I figured something out I would like to share with you guys. Well, it turns out if you're 66 years old, okay, and you have $180 million. There are women half your age that are super fucking hot that will bang you.
They're into you.
Care.
Yeah.
No matter what you look like.
It was a moment of clarity for me. You know what I mean? So I want to share that with you and everyone listening.
I agree 100%.
Imagine that.
I've said it a long time. No rich man is fat, ugly, or bald.
That's very true.
Studs. Billy Joel is a stud. I can't wait to be that guy, actually. I'm going to give props to Billy Joel.
Forget him, man. Think about her. What she's hedging her bets. Look, Billy Joel in the 70s and 80s, he was at Club 54 in New York City, snorting coke. He's hanging out with Andy Warhol, those great celebrities, you know what I mean? He's partied hard through the years. He's been in rehab 3 times, guys, 3 times. There's residual damage there. So I think she's hedging her bets that he's gone in 5 years. And she gets all $180 million.
Yeah, because she's hot. She's smoking hot.
She's a good-looking girl, man.
And then his girl before her was smoking hot. And Christy Brinkley's
turns out rich men, 180 million. You don't date too many, not too hot girls.
Playing in the major leagues.
And of course he was with Christy Brinkley, which is and she was supermodel back then. Uptown Girl. You remember Uptown Girl?
Yeah.
You don't. I know you don't.
No, I don't.
But
I have
Matt,
no clue what you're talking about.
But Jeff knows what Uptown Girl is. It was a good song. Trust me. You just gotta believe in it. It was a good song.
The guy never made a bad song.
No,
I love Billy Joel.
No.
And back then he was a stud, though.
Oh, he sure was.
When he had Christy Brinkley, he was a stud. That video, Uptown Girl, where they're the car mechanics in the garage, and she's hot.
He was a stud musician,
He was a stud.
but he's an ugly kid.
Now he's ugly.
He's an ugly
real
kid.
ugly
Oh
now.
my God, she just hates it.
Old, fat, and bald.
Poor thing, man.
I wonder how he is in bed. I wonder if maybe he's a stud in bed. We don't know. Maybe he uses Viagra.
He might have needed boner meds.
What is Viagra? It's not even. Wasn't that pill not even made for like?
It was the Viagra initially actually was a pulmonary arterial hypertension drug.
Right,
and they
not boner drug.
And by default, they discovered that it actually promotes blood flow to the penis.
On accident.
That is correct. It was an accidental discovery.
What a blessing in disguise.
Can you imagine being that guy in the case study? He's just like, yeah.
Right. He comes running out of the room.
You're never
I'm
gonna
breathing
believe
better.
this.
My cock's harder as ever.
I'm turning this gown backwards.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. So, but it works still for.
Yes. It actually is still prescribed for both conditions.
Wow.
It's a pretty incredible thing. They got lucky on this one.
Yeah.
And it's done pretty well. If no one's ever heard of Viagra, that's not happening.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Yeah, welcome to the 21st century. They've sold lots and lots of Viagra in the world.
I wonder, Billy Joel, we should send an email to Billy Joel and be like, hey, we have a talk show. We're wondering if you use Viagra or if your wife uses Viagra.
Oh.
They have Viagra now for women.
Yes, they most certainly do.
Isn't it alcohol?
It's called a roofie.
In the 70s, it was a Quaalude.
Works every time.
So yeah, they do. They just approved it, actually, Jeff.
FDA approved it. It's out.
It's a female Viagra
on the
product.
shelves.
But okay, with the male, it's a physical issue. You know, they promote the drug actually promotes the blood flow to the penis. With women, it stimulates parts of the brain for arousal. Okay, so it's a completely different product in nature. Completely different.
I think this is going to solve world peace. Personally, I think it's a great thing. If you think about these old horny women that haven't had any in a while, you get them on this, you sick them on one of those psycho shooters like the Colorado guy. He's never going into movie theater shooting. He's gonna stay at home with mama. You know what I mean?
Right. There's going to be tension relieved on the whole country, the whole world.
And then I saw light. So the side effects, though, are fainting, nausea, dizziness, sleepiness, and low blood pressure.
Oh, here we go.
There's absolutely no downside whatsoever. Really.
Right.
I mean,
Right. Yeah. Just
Take two.
this. Yeah, take 2 and call me in the morning.
Are you kidding me? There we go. There it is. The fine print. So it's not physical. It doesn't get the nushy wet or excited. It gets the brain excited.
No, it absolutely does not. And then what I decided to do was I did a representative study myself, as I am committed to the American Mind Grind and to all of you that listen to our show. And I took thousands of women, I hit the streets. You know what I mean? And what happened was I got some feedback. I got some feedback on an alternative way to arouse your spouse. And those 5 things are do a dish, do the laundry, prepare a meal, take your kids to school, take the kids to school, and maybe every once in a while mix in a date.
Sorry, honey.
So I don't think we necessarily need to go to the Viagra for women.
Your studies must be all after the 6-month period. Sounds like because all that happens in the first 6 months.
Yes, that's correct. You open up the door, you're courting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You answer every email. By the end of the 6 months, you're like, oh, God, she's texting me. Jesus, I got to answer this thing.
And girls, don't think you're getting away with this one either, because I've dated plenty of women who the house is clean and they cook and everything's beautiful and awesome and the conversations and the wine. And then once they've captured the prey, that's all over.
Yep.
I'm not taking out the garbage. You take out the garbage. What happened to your nice house that was always pretty and clean when I came over? Oh, I got you now. I don't have to house clean anymore. I don't have to do anything to press you anymore.
I fired the maid.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. So, pink pill. I don't know. Sounds from what Matt says. I probably wouldn't encourage women to take that right away. The verdict's still out on the health issues with that.
Absolutely, it's very sketchy.
I don't know.
At best.
I'd say we take a whole plane full of like 65-year-old women, load them down with this, and drop them on ISIS, and see how that solves the whole issue. You know what I mean?
Make love, not war.
Exactly. Who needs 40 virgins when you got 40 years of experience?
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, good stuff. All right. Well, we need to take a commercial break here pretty soon. We there? All right, guys, we'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, this is Aaron Phillips, owner of Vegas Home.
All right, welcome back to the American Mind Grind. Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to call in at any time, 702-483-4444. I know we get going pretty quick and jump from topic to topic, but don't be afraid to come and let us know if you want to rewind to any of the topics, 702-483-4444. Again, we want to thank everybody out there for listening. We had how many views of YouTube are we at now? What are we averaging?
Well, collectively, through the first 2 episodes, we were at roughly about 500, believe it or not, in 10 days.
Guys, thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for liking our Facebook page. And don't forget, if you like the show, share it on your Facebook. The more exposure out there, the better. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, I can't say enough about that. The feedback we get is just amazing about the show. And, you know, a lot of things are discussed and a lot of great stories have been shared with us, you know what I mean? And they will continue to make it to our show, and we will continue sharing them with you.
Yeah, and thanks for that, too, everyone who keeps sending us cool, little, interesting stories. We love the hard-to-find stuff that just blows your mind. While we're at the break, we had a couple, engineering gave us a couple of updates. One on the pink pill. I guess it takes 30 days to take effect.
Is that right? So you have to take it for 30 days before anything happens for you?
Right.
Physiologically.
Right. So I was thinking of just dropping it in a girl's drink. So I'm not going to benefit from that at all. The guy that dates her 30 days from now is going to get her in her prime.
All worked up, ready to go.
Yeah, so there goes that.
We got Jeremy on the line.
All right, we got a caller here. Jeremy, you're live on the American Mind Grind.
You guys are nuts. man. Whoever let you on the air ought to be fired, man. I'm really tired of your crap, man.
Well, that's our job is to get to get your going out there. Jeremy, I don't think I know Jeremy. Do you know
I don't
Jeremy?
think I know Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
So what's got you worked up tonight, Jeremy? Oh, he's gone. Engineering cut him. Good. Thanks, engineering, for cutting him. Guys,
He cut himself.
We got
A lot.
That was
yeah, stop the show.
Yeah.
Let's stop the show here. We love when you call in. We want people to call in. This is the first time we've stopped
Wow.
the show on the American Mind Grind. Prepare your call when you call in. Eric, we've talked about this before.
Absolutely.
We have an expectation. Like if you go to a Yankee game,
Yeah.
the Yankee fans really understand what is going on, and they like if a guy sacrificed bunts, they applaud him. As to where in Philadelphia, they're probably going to throw batteries at the guy. We have an expectation of our listener, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, we spent a lot of time preparing for the show, all right? And we would suspect that if you're going to call in, please go ahead and write down some notes, prepare your call, and talk about something that's relevant to the show, please. That was bizarre. But I'd like to thank Jeremy for preparing that.
Right.
That was quite a...
Real intelligent speech.
Jeremy, if you're still listening, go upstairs and say hi to your mother because I know you're in her basement right now.
Yeah, and tell her I'll be home in a minute.
With the pink pill.
But thanks for calling, Jeremy.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We've been wanting to get that off our chests anyway. We want you to call in, but we want intelligent callers. So another thing, the engineer came back to us with, there's been, I guess, 3 suicides from Ashley Madison.
Yes, there has been 3 suicides from Ashley Madison, which triggered an all-out national fiasco. The government of Canada is offering $500,000 currently, just for any information in regards to those hackers. So now they're actually like, as a result of this, people are doing some really terrible things to themselves.
Do you guys want to turn me in for $100,000?
It was you.
I'll say it was.
I knew it was.
$400K.
I knew it.
Guilty.
We'll split it. You'll get out of jail soon enough. They got blood on their hands now.
Yep.
The game just changed,
Yes.
and I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot more to come out about it. I'm sure there's going to be murders, and more suicides, and people losing jobs and losing families, and
Yep.
This kind of ties into a story that we had talked about last week. Did you guys see the YouTube video where the angry girlfriend lights boyfriend's junk on fire for cheating on her?
I did see that.
Wow. What happened?
She puts nail polish on his junk while he's sleeping and lights it on fire. And the YouTube video is awesome. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's very
Filmed it,
entertaining.
put it on YouTube.
I'm sure it is.
And
Caught
she,
him cheating, right?
Yeah, and she's just cursing him out the
Pretty
whole time.
sensational.
Like, you're gonna burn in hell while his junk's on fire with nail polish. But
Is it still on YouTube?
yeah, absolutely. It is.
Oh, my goodness.
It is.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's screaming at him and yelling at him, calling him a cheater, and
And he's on fire.
He's just in
yeah,
agonizing
he's on
pain the
fire.
whole time.
He
Wow.
immediately goes into the fetal position. He's like, "What?" And he was dead asleep, like completely asleep.
Oh,
She's
that's
messing
some way
with
to
him
wake
while he's
up.
asleep. It's
Wow.
weird. What was the guy who she cut off his man stick?
John
Bobbitt.
Wayne Bobbitt.
Bobbitt.
Yeah, John. Yeah.
Remember that?
I have a couple friends I work with that are friends with that guy. Actually, maybe we can get him in studio one of these days.
Cheating. So cheating has consequences.
It sure does.
Wow.
Kind of tying back into the pink pill thing, though, this hacking group, right? They Ashley Madison also owns a website called Cougar Life, and they didn't hack that whatsoever. They're all these old horny ladies are still living it up on Cougar Life.
Well, I'll bet that it's one of those women.
It's very possible.
Well, the detectives can narrow their search down to cougars on Cougar Life. I'd want
Age 41 and up.
I would want that list immediately and find out which one of those women got cheated on by the guy that was on Ashley Madison, and you've got your winner right there.
Right.
Where's my $500,000?
Yeah.
Pay me. So what? I guess they have names of the members they released, or is there like anybody that stands out on that list?
Oh, there's a bunch actually. The Josh Duggar, the 19 Kids and Counting guy. Some guy named Sam Rader, who's like apparently a huge Christian YouTube activist. He was all over it. The guy Snooki's husband, he's on there.
Snooki.
Allegedly Joe Biden's son. He's still denying it though, but he's a politician. He's gonna do that till he dies. You know.
Right, they're good at that.
Yeah.
Well, the Duggar kid, I mean, that's just, he's got a Pandora's box going on here. One, he's been accused of molesting his younger sisters.
4 of them.
4 of them.
4 of them since 2002.
Okay.
And his name was on there?
His name is on
He
there.
admitted it and apologized already, so he's guilty as charged. He's,
Well, he is an executive director for Family Research Council, the FRC, and they're a really conservative religious group.
He is?
Yes, that is correct. And as a result of what happened with him, he has admitted that he's addicted to pornography and that he did entertain the idea of having extramarital affairs on his wife, which goes against everything that they believe in. I mean, they're...
that everybody, when they get caught, they admit it. That the only way to get society to forgive you is to admit it and say you have a problem. I'm looking for the guy that comes out when nobody knew anything about him, and he says, hey, guys, I need to tell everyone I have a problem. I'm addicted to sex, or I'm addicted to porn, or I'm addicted to this, and I need help. If they come out before the crime, before they get busted, then I think it holds a lot of weight. But after, I think it is totally irrelevant. It's like, it's too late, dude. You got busted. Like, of course you're going to now say, oh, I need help.
Yeah, I need therapy.
Right.
I'll be better, But it's still, the problem is going to still be there,
I think we have a caller. We have somebody. Again, guys, 702-483-4444. Caller, you're live on the American Mind Grind.
Hey, yeah, I just want to say, I don't feel bad for the dudes who got busted and decided they were going to kill himself. I'm sorry, if you don't have the balls to actually leave the relationship you're in to go fuck around and do whatever the hell you want, I really don't feel bad for you that you got caught. You decided to then kill yourself. I mean, that just goes to prove even a little further that you have no balls.
So you're no pun intended. You're saying that first of all, they were a coward to go on there in the first place, and then when the consequences of their choices come, they're even more coward and kill themselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, if you're going to do it in the first place, why wouldn't you cut off whatever you're fucking around with? See, the problem is that they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want everything in the world, and they want no consequences for it.
That's right. That's right. And when the consequences come, they seem unfair, and people cry and pout and poor me, and as much as even suicide.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now everybody's saying, oh, well, don't you guys feel bad? You got blood on your hands. They killed themselves, and it's your fault. I don't feel bad for them.
I agree with you, Alex. I think if you're too afraid of the consequences of getting caught, then you can't go into it. It's, I don't know. Are you the one that hacked you sound pretty angry.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I'm not near that smart.
Are you Jeremy's wife?
Are you in that basement with Jeremy?
Break up with the person that you're with first.
That's great. Well, I think that's a great point. Man or woman, if you're not happy in the relationship, get out before you do even more damage.
Absolutely. Anyways, thanks for taking my call, guys.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, next caller, please. We're live on the American Mind Grind.
We're going to Kathy on line 2.
Kathy.
Kathy, where are you at?
I am in Hollywood, Florida, but I am from Vegas.
Is that right?
Wow.
You're calling from Hollywood, Florida. My goodness. How's your evening?
My evening is going great. We got a thunderstorm going on outside the balcony here, but other than that, it's great.
As long as it's not a tornado or a hurricane or monsoon. What do they have over there? I got stuck in Hurricane Charlie there one time. It was horrible.
Well, they have tropical storms and hurricanes, and there's one on the way. Hopefully we'll be out of here before then.
Get lots of water and stay in the bathtub. Away from the windows. See, I'm a professional. I'm in Vegas in the desert. That's why I live here. Kathy, how's it going? What'd you call in for?
Hey, I just have a couple of comments regarding the Ashley Madison thing. And, Jeff, I agree with what you're saying. We're animals, and we have tendencies to stray. And, maybe we're not meant to be monogamous, but, we're also human, and we have the ability to choose. And it's all about choices. And we choose to get married. We choose to stay faithful. We choose to cheat.
Right.
I happen to be married for 25 years, and as far as I know, my husband hasn't cheated yet. Listen, if you're going to go on Ashley Madison, if you're not going to be faithful, at least don't be a dick about it. Be honest. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be like this Josh Duggar guy touting how your morals are this and your standards are that, but I'm going to go do this behind the curtain and pay no attention, but I'm going to go do this in hiding. At least be honest about it,
I agree with you. And the person that called before you, Alex, I think she kind of had the same take on it, is like man up or cowboy up, and even the girls. Let's not just throw all the men under the bus, because I know plenty of women who cheat. But you know, I agree. Let's not wait till there's a problem to address it. Let's address it right away. I'm not happy. Maybe we can work on something. Maybe we can talk about this or talk about that. I caught myself looking at a website the other day, and I don't want to go down that road. And certainly, like your situation, it sounds like you're both worth it enough to fight the temptation to cheat. And
I think it's quite an accomplishment in this day and age that you guys have stayed together for 25 years continuously. I mean, it's so rare now that people stay together. Do you have children, or do you have a big family, or what's the story?
We have 3 grown children, yes.
Well, congratulations on that. That is just wonderful. It really is.
So, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that. So here's the thought. Now, transitioning to this female Viagra, the pink pill. You know, it stimulates the brain activity as opposed to the blue pill for men that, you know, is a physiological thing. But, you know, it goes along with, you know, for women it's an emotional, it's a psychological thing, you know, the physical connection and all of that. But I'm kind of thinking that, you know, let's think about this. Maybe this female Viagra thing could help solve the Ashley Madison issue, right?
I agree. I absolutely agree with you, Kathy.
What's your perspective on that?
Matt's take on it.
Can you expand that a little bit? I'm just curious.
Well, you know, maybe if women were a little more involved and a little more stimulated, a little more happy to, you know, make their husbands happy, that you know, Ashley Madison might just go bankrupt. Who knows?
That's a great.
They would take a huge hit.
I think they're well on their way to go bankrupt anyway. I was reading some stats.
Right.
Just the lawyers are going to make like $1 billion from a class action lawsuit. You know.
Oh my.
You know, that's a great point, because I don't think, first of all, I'm not quick to hang all the names of the people that are on Ashley Madison, because just because they're on there, it doesn't mean that they cheated. This is not a list of cheaters. This is a list of people who inquired or went on the site,
entertaining
who considered
the idea
it,
of it.
looked, and what's the difference of that in porn if they don't ever act on it? Is it okay? Is it not okay? But I think what they're searching for, if one married person is looking for another married person, they're obviously looking for sex. They're looking for something that is safe and that it's exciting to go out and have an affair, and maybe you can get away with it because the other person's also having an affair. So I think that's what it's all about. So what Kathy's saying is, if there was more action in the bedroom, there'd probably be less action outside of the bedroom.
Well, and let's not forget that there's a certain percentage of women that are subscribers to this Ashley Madison website. Men go on there and they're guaranteed an affair, and like, I don't know the exact numbers, but like 84% of the subscribers are men, and like 16% of the subscribers are women. And that's who gets matched up with these men. They don't just go and find random women on the street. These are women who have signed up for the service as well. I'm kind of thinking these women are like 4 times as busy as the men, but I'm just thinking. But, you know, there's...
Little hussies. They're hussies out there on Ashley Madison.
Right?
They don't need the
women
pill.
Out there
they all went through the
pink
pill case study.
Oh, that's brutal. Well, hey, I like your point. Like, thanks for calling in. You hit on some things that we had missed there, and I think that you have great points. And Alex had some great ones as too. So thanks you guys for calling in.
Thanks, Sam.
You're safe out there in Florida. It's pretty cool to have listeners all over the world, huh?
That is really awesome.
That was neat. And she had a great perspective. And in this day and age, to have a successful marriage, raise children, you know, there's something very wholesome about that. And even to this day, I mean, I kind of think that would be an ideal lifestyle, you know. Hard to attain, but it's ideal.
It's such a rare thing. It's almost like it's an uphill battle. Now, when you join into marriage, you're constantly with the communication lines, whether it's Facebook or Ashley Madison or MySpace. It's a constant temptation and a constant battle. And that is pretty awesome, 25 years.
Wow. Well,
we have Stormy on line 1.
Okay, we got one more caller, and we're going to go to our next topic here. Stormy, you're live on the American Mind Grind.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
So, I think it's crazy that we're just talking about Jews, and I know that Kathy talks about it a little bit, but it's nuts to me that, like, women are hussies because they sleep with other people, but the men are like, they're just not happy.
Yeah, no, I hate that too. I've always hated that, as to where the more women that a man sleeps with, the more stud he is, and then she's a hussy. I think what we were talking about is that the woman, she was saying that the women seem to be more busy than the men because how are they fulfilling so many spots? So the girls are getting it more than the men in this situation. But you're right, it doesn't make him a hussy.
And you absolutely should not criticize a responsible adult female for going out and having multiple relationships. She has every right to. She's not, you know, and if she's not in an accountable relationship, then there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that the double standard is definitely there, and it frustrates me a lot because it's like, oh, she's a hussy, but she's not fucking him right. You know what I mean? It's like really irritating.
Right. It's like is it the woman's responsibility to keep the man happy? I'm not in a relationship, but if I was, I would say that it should be a partnership. It should be 50-50. He should be responsible for pleasing her as much as she is for pleasing him.
Exactly. You have to continue to connect, you know. You have to continue to connect.
I just had to, that's all I have to say about that, guys. Congratulations on your show. We're enjoying listening to it.
Thank you. Thanks for listening, and thanks for calling in.
Have a great night. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
So it sounds like the woman's voice got the attention on this story.
Yes,
the
it sure
women
does.
are a little peeved off on it, and they're good for them. Good for them to stand up and say what they think and what they believe.
Absolutely.
You know, it's got him going, and the pink pill is going to get him going, and I'm happy about that, and we're interested to see how that turns out. If it really works, I think that the person should be labeled as a hero who invented the pink pill.
Amen. It's going to solve world peace. I said it here first.
Matt's on it. Not as hero as the guys that were on the train in France, but heroes for sure.
Absolutely. So in France, Abab El Kazani boards a train in France. He goes into the bathroom, assembles a fully automatic AK-47. He's got 8 magazines, 270 rounds for the rifle. He also has a Luger M80 automatic pistol and a box cutter. He goes into the bathroom. He comes out shooting. He shoots a couple rounds off. One French guy sees him shooting, turns around and runs the other way. He goes from that car. He was apparently into the next car where there's 3 Americans. 2 of them were military, American military. So their names are Alex Scalatos, Spencer Stone, and Anthony Slider. They're all on vacation. This kid, Anthony Slider, is about to graduate from college. So he starts shooting, and then Alex Stone goes and takes him out. They subdue him and beat him with the rifle butt unconscious, choke him unconscious, save a mass casualty. Hundreds of people could have died here, but they actually subdued the gunman, and they saved a lot of lives.
That's pretty amazing. That's a hero. I mean, people need to, guys, if you see somebody doing something, I mean, even mistreating somebody, you've got to step in. Society has to step in and do like these guys have done.
Absolutely.
And these guys are national heroes, world heroes.
They received like the biggest honor in France
right?
that you could possibly receive.
They did. They got the Medal of Legion.
And it's
so that's like our Medal of
incredible
Honor.
bravery. Yes, the equivalent.
Wow, pretty amazing. Good. Thank you guys for stepping up and doing the right thing and not turning the other cheek and not being a coward. Those guys are not pussification of the man. And we're going to give all of our listeners out there a chance to be a hero here as well. I guess Eric has a situation with his 9th grade prom date, and I'm going to turn that over to you to give us the
details. Thank you so much. I've been waiting all night to talk about this. My friend Jen, she's going through a catastrophic physical illness. I'm just going to go ahead because we're kind of short on time. She has a GoFundMe.com account, and it's Jenny's Recovery Fund. That's JEN''S Recovery Fund. And I'm going to read the words as she wrote it. On February 7, 2014, I went to the doctor for a cold. It was Friday morning, and I thought I would get an antibiotic, sleep through the weekend, and be ready for work on Monday morning. Within minutes of examining me, my doctor immediately called for an ambulance to take me to the nearest hospital, where I was admitted to ICU for respiratory failure. My lungs failed suddenly. I was in a coma, on life support, and ECMO for 6 weeks, in the intensive care unit for 8 weeks, and in physical rehabilitation for 3 weeks. Due to my coma, my body is broken, continues to deteriorate. I suffer extensive physical and emotional limitations and disabilities. I will never heal. I will never recover. I am considered permanently disabled due to my residual lung injuries and poor lung functions from my coma. I struggle with persistent And I'm sorry, I can't do the symptoms. I can't even pronounce them, but it's so many pulmonary and respiratory illnesses. It's just so hard to even talk about. I am refused the medical care I require as I am now on Medicaid. I am constantly told I cannot receive the necessary diagnostic testing and or follow-up treatments due to my state aid. In addition, I have recently let go as a patient of a pulmonologist as my condition is complicated and costly, and the practice is limited due to my state aid. I've accrued substantial medical debt. My credit has been obliterated, and I have drained all of my savings. I am in physical and financial crisis. Despite doctor's orders and my body's limitations, I've repeatedly tried to rejoin the workforce. However, I have been terminated 4 times in the past year due to my illness and disabilities.
Guys, this can happen to anybody. We're going to have more on future shows with this. Please go on and help out with whatever you can. $5, $10, $20, everything helps. We'll continue to plug this. The site's going to have some information as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes another show. And as we adjourn here tonight, we're going to leave you with this beautiful song that we're going to dedicate to Jen. As you fall asleep, please think of what you've heard on this program tonight. Try and relax and let all thoughts become one. And remember, your brain is a muscle, and you must exercise it. Practice logical thinking, and for God's sakes, man, be kind to each other. Good night, and thank you for listening to the American Mind Grind.